नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे हो, अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे हो, अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। गोपाल सावरिया मेरे, अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। गोपाल सावरिया मेरे,
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। गोपाल सावरिया मेरे,
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। गोपाल सावरिया मेरे,
मेरे राधा रमण गिरिधारी।
मेरे राधा रमण गिरधारी।
ओ मेरे राधा रमण गिरिधारी।
मेरे राधा रमण गिरधारी।
गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी। ओ
गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी।
ओ गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी। ओ
गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी। अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे हो, अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे,
ओ अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। गोपाल सावरिया मेरे,
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे। गोपाल सावरिया मेरे,
नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे।
नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे।
ओ गोपाल सावरिया मेरे।
गोपाल सावरिया मेरे,
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे।
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे।
ओ अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे।
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे।
मेरी राधा रमण गिरिधारी। गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी। ओ
मेरे राधा रमण गिरधारी। गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी।
गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी।
गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी।
गिरिधारी श्याम
गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी।
चंदन है इस देश की माटी।
चंदन है इस देश की माटी। तपोभूमि हर गाँव है। हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा। हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा। बच्चा बच्चा राम है। बच्चा बच्चा राम है। चंदन
बच्चा राम,
बच्चा बच्चा राम।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मनु मुकुर सुधारि। बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरौ पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीसति लोक उजागर। राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंजित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै, तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै, महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है, प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावै, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
वंदन है इस
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंजित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अजर जनाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बेरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक जय कुफलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति हूँ लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
जय श्री कृष्णा। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। Let me at the outset bow down to all my gurus, especially Param Pujya Swami Guru Govind Giridevji Ji Maharaj. A warm welcome to all the sadhakas who have assembled here for the interpretation session of the first part of 18th chapter named Moksha Sannyasi Book. We all are really blessed to be associated with Geeta Parivar. You are going to complete L4. Some of you are going to complete L4 very soon. Hope and wish you all have chosen some seva to do in our Gita Parivar. Now it's time for prayer. Prayer is considered to be an integral part of our culture, and it's an expression of a devotion. And today, Sunita Rainawali from Waliji from Sonepat is going to recite prayer, marking the beginning of our session. Didi is a postgraduate in child psychology and is a homemaker with interest in music, gardening, and teaching. Sunita ji joined Geeta Parivar in August 2022 and is giving seva as group coordinator, tech assistant, mentor, and is in migration and calling team. And she is a tech for exams too. Let's invoke the blessings of Lord Krishna. Sunita Didi, please.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Didi, for that melodious prayer. Now it's time for Deepa Prajalan. Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhana sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, Deepa Jyotir namostute. That means I bow down to the light of the lamp, which brings wellness, health, and prosperity and destroys enemies and bad thoughts. I bow down again and again to the light. May I request Pooja Raodeo from Pune to do the honors of Deepa Prajalan. Didi is a retired principal of government ITI, who is a diploma holder in mechanical engineering with interest in music and cooking. Didi has given seva as tech star from L1 to L4 and now giving seva as co-trainer in L1 to L4. Didi joined Geeta Parivar in January 2021. Didi, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Thank you, Didi, for a devotional and beautiful Deepa Prajalan. I would like to inform all the participants that you may ask questions once the session is over. Raise your hands only after the session is over, please. Now it's time for the most anticipated part of this session. Our speaker for the day is senior trainer of Geeta Parivar, Shraddha ji Raodeo. She is a native of Nagpur and now residing in Hyderabad. Didi is an electronic engineer and has a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. Didi was a mobile application developer and team leader for over 13 years. Shraddha Didi has been conducting Srimad Bhagavadgītā classes at her residence for more than 9 years. She has been associated with Nagpur Geeta Parivar and is a disciple of Swami Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj. Didi joined as a co-trainer in online Geeta classes since August 2020. Didi is in various teams in Geeta Parivar and is an L4 trainer and trainer for Gopal Jade classes. where sadhaks have completed Jigyasu exam. Didi is giving seva as trainer, examiner, vivechak, and heading class monitoring team. Didi is associated with Balagokulam, Hyderabad from over 8 years to inculcate Indian values and Hindu scriptures in kids over 5 years of age. Over to you, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Thank you. And let's begin with the prarthana. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyaseन grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavati Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvamanusandathani Bhagavadgīte Bhavatveshim. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Sorry. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. It's lovely to see you all back. And most of you, this is the last chapter during the course. Some level 4 batches, this is the second chapter. For some, it is the third, and most of you are towards the end of your level 4. And no matter which, how many chapters you've completed so far, but being at the onset of 18th chapter in itself is one of the biggest achievement, because 18th chapter, it is the crux of the entire Bhagavad Gita. It is also the longest chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So wholehearted congratulations to have completed the journey so far. And we'll begin with the beautiful chapter. Now, just in the introduction, I'm not able to get this thing out of my mind. Already mentioned the people, the sadhaks in the Bhopal jail completed Jigyasu. Actually, they've completed the Pathak exam. So one lesson that I learned from that class is, with a positive energy, with, in a situation, in a place like jail also, if people can gather that courage, that positivity, that energy to memorize 6 chapters, and they're also preparing for Pathik. That is the amount of enthusiasm they've had. It is all the magic of learning Srimad Bhagavad Gita. All this is happening because they have been introduced to Bhagavad Gita. So we all should consider ourselves very lucky. So, they are in such a challenging situation and yet managed to complete the Pathak exam. 6 chapters memorization. Pathik exam, they are already preparing for it. We, in the comfort of our own homes, should also try to make an effort to memorize, to do something better than what we were, to keep challenging ourselves, to do more of Gita Seva, and try to get the best of what we have got in the form of Bhagavad Gita. In the form of Bhagavad Gita, whatever we have got, try to get the best out of it for ourselves, for the society, for people around us. On that note, we will start with the divine conversation, which has resulted in a flow of unparalleled knowledge so far. You have completed almost 16-17 chapters, and this entire knowledge has transcended where? On the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjun was on the battlefield, and so are we. Arjun was on a different type of battlefield, a more complex battlefield. One, it was an external war. But what we are facing on a day-to-day basis is a war within ourselves, with our surroundings, with the situations that surround us. So we are also at a war with our own fickle mind, and we are always in this dilemma. So Arjun had this dilemma once in a while on the Kurukshetra battlefield, but we are always in a state of dilemma. And what we have to understand from Bhagavad Gita is get the power to come out of this dilemma, and not just to come out of this dilemma, but to pave a way ahead, not only for ourselves, but for others also, others around us also. And for that, Gita Parivar has given a beautiful platform to us by doing the Gita Seva. By offering our seva to Bhagavad Gita, we also get to understand Srimad Bhagavad Gita in a better way. And as far as this 18th chapter is concerned, it is towards the end of this chapter, end of the entire divine conversation. So far, 17 chapters are completed. 17, some must have completed 15, 16 chapters. Now, once you have seen these chapters, you might feel that, all chapters are not nicely understood. So, there are some chapters where the meaning still needs to be understood, etc. So these thing will always be in our mind. But suppose you are trying to catch a train. When you are trying to catch a train, and assume a person has become late to catch the train, what will you do? We'll run behind the train and at least try to catch what? At least try to catch the last compartment, run, even if my say ticket is in the first, A1 coach, my ticket is in the A1 coach, but at least I managed to catch the last compartment, last dippa, and managed to get at least I managed to get my train, which will ultimately take me to the destination. Similarly, if we assume this Bhagavad Gita is a train, and we have to at least reach that last, if we have to reach our destination, at least, try to get the compartment, try to get the first, try to, catch the train, at least one compartment, let us try to catch. So if we understand at least the 18th chapter, we will get a huge crux of the entire Bhagavad Gita. I say this also because this, whatever has been discussed in the 17 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the entire summary is there in the 18th chapter. 18 chapters covers everything, so it doesn't have any new independent principle of its own. For instance, a third chapter introduces us to Karma Yoga. The sixth chapter is introducing you to the Dhyana Yoga. However, the 18th chapter is going to introduce you to what? It is going to introduce you to, it is going to just summarize whatever we have seen so far. It is not going to introduce any new topic. While it is not going to introduce any new topic, it is going to beautifully summarize the entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita. What has happened so far in the 17th chapter? Shri Krishna has opened his heart and given all the possible knowledge, all divine knowledge to whom? To Shri Arjun. In the 15th chapter, sorry. Sorry, I'm really sorry about this. So in the 15th chapter, what note does the 15th chapter end? The 15th chapter is ending on a note where he says, Iti guhyatamam shastram idam uktamaya naga. Idam iti guhyatamam shastra. The guhyatama shastra means it is the topmost secret. Whatever I have told so far, it is the topmost secret. The Guhyatama Shastra, it is, he has told. And after that, what follows after the 15th chapter, the 16th and the 17th chapter are the appendix of the entire knowledge given so far. After giving all this, when Shri Krishna was quiet for some time, it's as if Arjun wanted to listen to more. He can't be stopping. How can this beautiful conversation, how can this divine conversation stop? And that is when Shri Krishna, Arjun has come up with a beautiful question that will take Shri Krishna back to the 3rd chapter. Now, what Jnaneshwar Maharaj says here is also very important to know. Jnaneshwar also says that the real Gita is completed at the 15th chapter, 16th and 17th are the Parishishta, that is the appendix of the entire knowledge. And the 18th chapter he says, is the Ekadhyayi Gita. Entire Gita summarized in one chapter. Ekadhyayi means in one chapter, the entire Bhagavad Gita is coming. So this Moksha Sannyasa Yoga that we call is also known as Ekadhyayi Gita. By Jnaneshwar Maharaj has given it its own name. And as I told you, it came with a question from Arjun. Arjun has been told the Karma Yoga, and he has a question, a very beautiful question to ask to Sri Krishna, which takes him back to which chapter? The third chapter, where he asks, Arjuna Uvacha. This Karma Yoga has been explained to Arjun with two words, with two very often Sri Krishna has used the words sannyas and tyag. Now Arjun starts this entire conversation by asking Sri Krishna, what is the difference between sannyas and tyag? So let's begin. Arjuna Uvacha sannyasasya mahabaho तत्त्वमिच्छामि वेदितुं त्यागस्य च ऋषिकेशो पृथक् केशिनिषूदनम् Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasasya Mahabaho. Now what he is saying here is I wish to know the difference between sannyas and tyag. How I want to know it by the essence, Tattvamittami Veditum. By principle, by basic, tell me everything, every small thing about it, and tell me how is the tyag and sannyas, these two words. Basically, they both sound the same. They both mean leaving something, giving up on something. So what is the difference between these two? That is what Arjun is asking. Tell me what is the difference between these two words. And Prathak Keshini Shudana, explain me in separately, explain me with differently, explain me properly what is the difference between these two. Now this is the literal translation of the shlokas. What we have to also see is something very important in this, how Arjun is addressing Sri Krishna. He is addressing Sri Krishna with three adjectives: Mahabahu, Rishikesha, and Keshini Shodhana. This is so beautiful. See, when we are learning Bhagavad Gita, I always feel that apart from the shlokas, getting the deeper insight into shlokas, understanding which name is used when is going to give you a very beautiful insight into the character of Sri Krishna and Arjuna and help us understand the shlok even more better. When here he is telling Mahabahu, Arjuna is calling Sri Krishna Mahabahu. What is Mahabahu? The one with very strong arms. This is again a literal translation. What are your arms? With your eyes we can just see. Every other sense organ that we have can just do one task. Like I'm talking with my mouth. So my mouth can only talk. It cannot do anything else. My eyes can only see. They cannot do anything else. My ears, they can only listen. They have no other task to do. But with hands you can hold a book and read, you can express yourself, you can eat, and there are so many multiple actions that can be done. So hands are, that is why, very very significant, and they signify karma. They enable you to do your karma, and hence amongst all the different body parts, what is the most significant thing will be the Mahabahu, the one who has strong arms, who has multiple arms, and only a Mahabahu will be absolutely perfect at his own karma. So here Sri Arjun has already told that somebody who's perfected his own karma. The other two adjectives that he uses is Rishikesha and Keshinishudana. Rishikesha comes from the word Rishik. Rishik Ish, so the one who has complete full control of his senses. Now somebody who has strong arms, who is excellent at all the work, all the actions, and yet manages to have a full control of senses, means he has mastered the art of tyag. He has mastered the art of discretion, staying away from the attachment. He is also detached because he's mastered all his senses. He's also detached from the karma. and Keshini Shodhana. Keshini Shodhana, this name comes from, this name has been given to Sri Krishna from, it is derived from a story in Bhagavad. Keshi was a demon. He was a demon who had come in the shape of, in the form of a horse. Keshini Shodhana, and Sri Krishna had destroyed this demon. And when this demon was destroyed, his form was how? Horse. Now, if you remember in Bhagavad Gita, Indriyani Paranyahu, here in this entire Bhagavad Gita, at one place, Shri Krishna has referred these sense organs as horses. It is as if we are riding the horses. You all must be remembering in our scriptures, basically. The Indriya, the senses, our sense organs are referred to as the horses. So the one who has destroyed this horse-like demon, and the Indriya, the sense organs, are also depicting what? The horses. So it is reinforcing the thought which has been reinforced by the adjective Rishikesha. So somebody who has strong arms, who has perfected the karma, and somebody who can control his sense organs at the same time, is the only one who can explain this principle in his truest form. He's the only one who can understand the principle in its correct form. This is the significance of the names that are used. So if we, independently try to study the names also, it's at the very fun-filled activity. At the same time, it helps us understand where we have to reach. When Shri Krishna addresses Arjun with different names, and we understand those names also, we'll understand how we can make ourselves like Arjun when he's saying Anagha and explaining some principle. We have to understand that only by being an Anagha, we will understand this principle. Only somebody who is a Mahabahu, who is a Rishikesha, and who is Keshini Shodhana, the traits which are displayed by these adjectives, only a person of that caliber is capable, is eligible to transcend, to give this kind of knowledge. and he's saying, what I want to know, Tattvam Veditum Ichchami, I wish to know in principle. Don't just tell me the meaning. I wish to know in principle what is the difference between what? The Tyag and Sannyas. In response to the query from Arjun, Shri Krishna starts telling the views of other thinkers. Who are other thinkers? The intelligent people, the wise people of old, of different times, they have spoken. Now, sannyas and tyag are not new topics. They have been spoken about a lot in our scriptures, and Sri Krishna gives a brief description about what is being already said about sannyas and tyag. He says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kamyanam Karmananyasam Sanyasam Kavayo Vidu Sarva Karma Phalatyagam Rahustyagam Vichakshana. Sri Krishna is not directly giving his own opinion on anything. What he starts with, he first explains the view of other scholars on this topic. He is going to put in front of us some 4 perceptions about this entire concept. So in this particular shlok, he uses 2 adjectives, 2 words for scholars or thinkers. What are they? Kavayoho and Vichakshanaha. Both mean approximately the same. Scholars and deep thinkers. What do they think? Some of they think that what should be given up? Kamyanang karma. The Kamyanang karma, the task which is done with some desire, that should be given up. Now, before understanding this shlok, we should also understand the term karma. What is the meaning of karma? What are the different types of karma? Because when it is said Kamyanang karma, here it is Shri Krishna is talking about Kamya karma. So what is Kamya karma? So before that, we have to understand what are the different categories of karma which we have. The first karma is Nitya karma. What is the Nitya karma? Nitya karma is your, see, there is one, we are born as human beings. We have a set of things to do always. What are those? Taking a bath and all other, eating, sleeping. These are all Naisargik karma, natural karma. That is not a topic of discussion. Here, We have to talk about the karma kand. What are the different activities apart from our natural naisargic karma? What are the different things that Shri Krishna? That first let's understand. Nitya karma. Nitya karma, our sandhya, puja, as a housewife, cooking. All these things are something which a person should do by default. Hmm. That is the nitya karma. Then naimittik karma, which we do on certain events. With we have in the 11th chapter we have seen this shloka nimitta matara bhavasavya sacha. Nimitta means some cause. There is a cause. For instance, now Holi is coming next week. On Holi, some particular type of puja will be done by some people. In when there is Navratri, some people will have ghatasthapana. These some other event, before when there is a marriage in the house, and before marriage we'll do some Kul Devata puja. All these are the pujas or tasks done for some cause, that is naimittik karma, which is originating out of some particular cause. And then kamya karma. Kamya karma is something where a person has some desire that needs to be fulfilled. I wish to do some puja. Suppose I do Satyanarayan puja at my house with a desire to get some problem solved, etc. That is kamya karma. So doing some karma in return with an expectation that I should get something out of it. That is kamya karma. Nishiddha karma. That is a forbidden task. Theft should never be done. Ahimsa should not be done at any cost. These all are what? Nishiddha karma by our scriptures. And then there is another category of prayaschit karma. So if I realize that I have done some mistake, in order to rectify that mistake, in order to correct or repair that mistake, in order to seek forgiveness, whatever is done, that is the prayaschit karma. And then apart from this, the one that is not a part of this entire karma kand is the niyat karma, which are our occupational duties. Like somebody is an engineer, they have to do their job as an engineer. Somebody is a doctor, his job is to look after the patients, to treat the patients. That is their niyat karma. So these are basic categories of what the karma. And what the major thinkers, scholars are saying is one should give up kamya karma, any work which is done with a desire behind it, that should be given up. That is what this school of thought says. And another school of thought says sarva karma phalatyagam prahustyagam vichakshanaha. Sarva karma phalatyagam. What they are saying, the karma should not be given up. We should not give up. See, here again, now they are talking about tyaga. We should not give up on the karma. But what we should be renouncing? We should be renouncing the fruits. We should let go of the fruits of all the karma. Now, is that really possible? That it is not possible, but this we'll see in the further further shlokas how this can be done. What this phrase really means, sarva karma phalatyagan, really means giving up the desire or attachment to the fruit of the task, is whatever task is being done. So when for instance you are sowing a seed in the mud, what will happen? A plant is going to grow. Whether you want it to grow or you don't want it to grow, if you put it in the ground, depending on how the water etc is there, if it is destined to grow, it is going to grow. Students, now it is exam time. What will happen? They are studying and appearing for exam. Now whether they are studying properly or not studying properly, the result of the exam is going to come. Pass, fail, average, whatever is going to happen. So no matter what we do, the fruits are always going to be there. But what has been told, karma phala tyaga, what many people misunderstand this concept. Karma phala tyaga. Basically, we cannot do its tyag. What we have to do, we have to give up on the attachment to this. That my result should be excellent. My desire for a particular type of result, that attachment to that kind of result, that should be given up. We cannot do karma phalatyaga. Sarva karma phalatyagam prahustyagam vichakshanaha means they say that you have to give up on the attachment to this phala. We cannot give up on the on the fruits anyway. And further, he elaborates the views of other thinkers. Tajyandoshavadit के कर्म प्राहुर्मनीषिणाम् यज्ञदान तपः कर्म न त्याज्यमिति चापरे. What he's saying in the above two shlokas, he has used the word kavayoho first, then vichakshanaha, and then here third category is manishanaha. All three again they mean the same: intellectual scholars, deep thinkers. So first Krishna, he has told that in the views of first Shri Krishna has given the views of these intellectual, and then later he's going to give his own opinion on this. So here what he's saying, there are four schools of thoughts. First there has before two opinions we have seen, and then now what he's saying here is there's a third school of thought which is telling what does the Manishina say in the third shloka. Rajan doshavadyeke, doshavat vadyeke karma prahur manishena. Here there is a adjective that is being used to what? Used for the word karma itself. What is that adjective? Doshavat means karma in itself is defective. This is a segment which we have to again introspect. He's saying the karma itself is doshavat, means no matter what, if I do a one action, there are going to be so many other actions that are going to get associated with. Karma is itself defective. Why? Because it has the capacity to create more defect. Hence, what they say that karma itself should be abandoned. Why the karma is called is said to be defective? One desire, one karma leads to another desire. I gave the exams. Now I want to pass with good marks. I want to top in the exams. Then once we get very good marks, then I wish to get a good job. Once good job, then more money. So more promotions. This we get entangled in a cycle of desires. That is the dosha. That is the defect. That is an inborn defect of what? Karma. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jataye shayanam. Iha samsare bahudustare. This is the problem with this entire world, that again and again we are going to get fixed in this. Hence, what some people say, that karma only should be abandoned. And this is the opinion of some learned people. However, there is another category who say what, as mentioned in this third charan of this, yagnya dana tapah karma natyajamiti chapare. Yagnya dana tapa. These things should not be at any cost. They should not be abandoned. What is the other school of thought saying? That no matter what, this yajna, dana, tapa, and karma, yajna, dana, tapa, and karma, these yajna, dana, tapa, these three tasks are uplifting tasks. Only human beings are capable of doing these tasks. One thing we have to understand, when we have to try to understand the importance of our own human birth, we have to understand that these three tasks that Shri Krishna has mentioned here, that the Manishinaha say that they should not be abandoned. Some say the karma should be abandoned, but there is a school of thoughts which says that these three should not be abandoned at any cost. Na tyaja miti chapare. There are some people who say that these should not be given up. Now this yajna, dana, and tapa, these have been elaborately explained in the previous chapters. Yajna, in the chapter 3, chapter 4, we have seen dana, charity, and how should the charity be. There are different, the charity also is of three types: rajas dan, tamas dan, satvik dan. So we have to try to ensure that we do the charity of best type. That will be what? In the form of satvik dan. And tapa. Tapa is also of different types: satvik, rajasic, tamasic. All this we have seen in the 17th chapter. So what Shri Krishna says, that there is a school of thoughts which says that these three should not be given up under any circumstances. And why so? Because they are uplifting tasks. These are the tasks which can be done only in this human birth. So at no cost, these should be given up. That is said by a particular category of intellectuals. And now Shri Krishna comes to what? His own opinion. And what is that opinion? A decisive opinion. What he says, Nischayam shrunume tatra tyage bharata sattama. Tyago hi purusha vyaghra trividha samprakritiha. What he's saying? Nischayam shrunume tatra. My final conclusion now, till now, what I have told you is what it is. It is what the other school of thoughts, other people have been telling. But what I am telling you now, it is my conclusive note on this particular topic. That what I feel, these three things, yajna, dana, tapa, these should not. He will tell us in the fifth shloka. He'll tell. Now I'm telling you what he's telling in this shloka is nischayam shrunume tatra. Now very carefully listen. What my firm opinion, my conclusive opinion on this. About what? About tyag. And here he says that tyag is also of three types. What is my opinion? I am going to explain you that this tyag, what is being talked about by all these intelligent people, by all these Manishinaha, that also comes in three categories. Which are the three categories? Rajasi tyag, Tamasi tyag, and Satvik tyag. So he says Trivida Samprakirtitaha. Samprakirtitaha means it is famous. There are three types of tyag which are famous, and I will tell you. And why so? Because you are a Bharata Sattama. You are the best among the Bharat dynasty. Purusha Vyaghra. Now see what he is saying here. Purusha Vyaghra means somebody who has proved his mettle of karma by doing his karma diligently. So far Arjun has proved that he is the best one who has done his karma in best possible way. That's why Purusha Vyaghra. Vyaghra means tiger. So amongst the human beings, you are what? The best. You are the best among the human beings. The word Purusha Vyaghra means you are best among the human beings. Now when he says that, understand, one who wants to understand the different type of tyag, how should the mentality of that person be? He should strive to be a Purusha Vyagra. He should try to be Bharata Sattama, and understand what the categories, three types of categories of tyag. So first, what Shri Krishna is saying, before explaining that, he says the three actions that we saw, they should not be abandoned under any circumstances. He reinforces that principle. Yajnadana tapah karma natyajam karyameva tat yajnodadantapashchaiva pavanani manishinam. Now, earlier some scholars have pointed out that we should not, under any circumstances, leave the yajna dana tapa. Shri Krishna is supporting this opinion that yajna dana tapa, these should not be discarded or avoided under any circumstances. But karyameva tat. What he is saying here, natyajam karyameva tat. These are critical. These are very important. Karyam eva tat. This is not optional. Okay, karyam eva. Wherever this word eva is coming, means we have to understand whatever is being spoken about is not optional. It has to be done. Karyam eva tat. Yajnodanan tapaschaiva pavanani manishanam. Why these should be done? Because these are the means of purifying ourselves. Only a purified mind can, be on the path of moksha. Now, see, many times, even this question comes in the Vivechan sessions, and many people have this thought that we have to get moksha. We are all striving to get liberated. If we have this, that's what we are seeking. That is the ultimate destination. Why get in this? Get tangled with all the action and fruits of the action and all that. Unless that is done, we cannot go towards moksha. Understand that moksha is the fourth pillar. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. It is the fourth pillar. To reach there, first we have to complete our all other actions. Unless and until we complete our responsibilities, we cannot attain that ultimate liberation. Why? Because the mind has to be purified. All our karma. What is karma? This one definition from it comes from Swamiji. It is very beautiful. Swamiji says karma is a means to purify yourself. Chitta shuddhi ka sadhan hai. These are words of our Param Pujya Swamiji. Karma chitta shuddhi ka sadhan hai. Means what? It is a means to purify your soul, to cleanse your own thoughts. Now, unless our thoughts are clean, whatever we do, whatever sadhana we will do, it will not have any fruits. Simple way how to understand this. If I am cooking, and while cooking, before cooking, suppose I have done some gardening in the mud, digging the mud, putting some pots, and my hands are very dirty. With that hands, if I start cooking, making rotis and all, what quality of food is going to come out? It is going to create infections, isn't it? When I am doing something, if my hands are not clean, the food is not going to be up to the mark. Similarly, any sadhana that we are doing, if it is not done with a clean mind, if it is not done with clean thoughts, if it is not done with by a purified soul, it is not going to attain that level, that fruit which it should be achieving. That is why, with the means of actions, what we have to do, we should first purify our own souls, purify our own actions by doing what? Yajna, then charity, tapa. Using these actions, first what we have to do, we have to purify ourselves. Once our soul, our mind is purified, what we will do? We will be able to get the correct fruits of whatever sadhana we pursue ahead. So these should not be abandoned at any cost, Shri Krishna says. And further what he says, Etanyapitu karmani sangan takva phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Now this last charan, nishchitam matamuttamam. This is my my certain belief, my uttammat. What is this? Is my best belief, my most superior thought, my most firm thought. When Sri Krishna is saying this, what we have to do? We have to pay more attention to the shlok. Because what he has said here, if it is his nishchit mat, if it is very decisive, it is a certain opinion from him, we have to pay special attention to it. And what is his nishchit mat? Etanyapitu karmani. When he's saying etanyapitu karmani, which karmani he's talking about? He's talking about a yajna, dana and tapa. What he's saying, these karma, yajna, dana, tapa, all these three karma, along with other karma, how they should be performed? Sangan tyaktva phalani cha. So he says they should be done with what? By renouncing what? The attachment. Renouncing the attachment to the task, and also what? By trying to stay away from the fruits of this thought. Now this one natural thought comes. Bhagwan ka kya jata hai? He will say, give up on the fruits. Is it really possible? It is not possible. We are in this world, and we are human beings. We have an attachment to it. Many people say this, even Didi, we want to detach ourselves from all these attachment, detach ourselves from the being, from this attach from the karma, from these actions. We want to detach ourselves, but how? It is not possible. It is just not happening. For instance, parents are bringing up their children. What will happen when a child is born? Automatically, mera beta bada hoga, he will take care of me, he will look after me. All these expectations we all start. It's very difficult for anybody to do these things, to get detached from any karma. It is complicating the matter for us, actually. So how do we do this? For getting detached from any karma, we have to understand what is it that is attaching us to the karma first. Like, for instance, now suppose we are learning Bhagavad-gītā. All of a sudden, sometimes we feel, I'm doing so much, I'm learning Bhagavad-gītā, everything, still I'm getting problems in my life. All these the different kinds of things, these thoughts, etc., keep coming to us. What are it? What are these thoughts? Why these thoughts are coming to us? There are two things which attaches to the actions. What are these two things? One is the doership. I am the doer. The moment we say I am the doer of something, what happens when ego comes? Now, if I say I am the doer of something, then automatically I get that sense of ownership, and we want the fruits of it. And then another one is the consumerism, the bhoktrutva. That is the if because I have done it, what will happen? Immediately I'll feel that I should get the fruits of it. For instance, now one small thing, suppose have if we have worked hard for some project, immediately we want, when it is being inaugurated, my photo has to come. That feeling will be there, isn't it? Why? Because we know that I have done it, because I have the ego of being a doer, that I have contributed so much to it, that my name should be highlighted, my name should be coming. That ego of doership is there, we are attached there as a doer. So then what happens? The bhoktrutva means the consumerist the attachment will come, that I should get the recognition. What we have to do, we have to stay away from this I, from the ego of being a doer. That will help us to do what? Sangantya. Phalanicha. Automatically, the moment we stop believing that it has been done by me, then what happens? Gradually, we will also be able to what? Keep the attachment to its fruits away. How are the trees? This entire process is very important. Also, what happens sometimes, now once I have done a very good job, started a very great initiative, a great project, having done all that, after completing all that, suppose I don't get a good share of the credit, then next time what will happen? पिछली बार इतना काम किया था, what did I get in return? Nothing. So next time your action will be, wow, you will be hesitant to do any further actions. So what has happened? Your attachment to your previous action has resulted in the deterioration of your next action, isn't it? So this attachment, our attachment to any action, is actually becoming the cause of all problems. It is complicating everything. However, if I say, okay, that one task is done, and Shri Krishna Arpanamastu, not only by mouth but from the heart, when we say Shri Krishna Arpanamastu, we have done that task, then the next time, no memories of what has happened in the past, we will be able to do the next action with full enthusiasm. So attachment to any action is a big problem. How do we learn this? We have to see this in the great lives of our great saints. Jnaneshwar Mauli, when he wrote Jnaneshwari, he didn't want to become famous. His intent was not that I have to become one fine day, some Geeta Parivar people will want to learn Jnaneshwari and I'll become so famous. No, he had to do it only for one reason. What was the only reason? My Paramatma should be happy. The people around me should get this knowledge. His intent was only that. Intent, no need to, that fame and popularity, that was never on their plates. Shivaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, when he started his entire journey of victory, of creating a Swaraj, he never wanted to do it for popularity. He wanted to do it as a service to the nation. He wanted to do it as a service to the Bharat Mata, and he offered the entire thing at the feet of Jagadamba Mata, that this is her kingdom. There is no attachment to anything, and hence he is the only king who has never lost a single war. That is the might of karma. Sangan tyaktva kaphalanicha. That is the might of karma yoga. When we do the actions with no attachment towards its fruits, with no attachment to the ego of I have done it, what happens? We get the best actions, because the result is going to come anyway, whether you want it or not, don't want it. So this is what we have to strive to achieve. Our Swami says, there is no bigger theory than this. Sangam Tyaktva Phalani. There is no bigger doctoring this is the biggest law that one can follow to achieve any sort of success. And still some people will feel it is still easier said than done. What we have to understand, that when we are doing anything, we have to assume that we have done it at a order of somebody. At what suppose, like, if we are learning Bhagavad Gita, and that ego of having learned Bhagavad Gita also sometimes comes into us. How do we stay away from it? By telling ourselves we have been chosen by Shri Krishna to learn Bhagavad Gita. This is not our kartritva, this is not our doership. He has chosen and we are going to learn. We as Gita Sevis, we have to go ahead and do Gita Seva for to appease Shri Krishna. When we leave entire thing to our seniors, to our superiors, to the Parampita Paramatma, then what happened? It becomes easy. We become free from the results of the actions. You will say, does this really happen? Now you must have seen the hangman. When suppose two people are on the road and they have a fight with one another, and one man ends up killing the other man, and this entire matter goes to the court, and this person who has done the murder gets a punishment of hanging. Now there will be a person in the jail who will execute this criminal. The person who is executing the criminal, what is he doing? He is also responsible for killing, isn't it? He is also killing somebody, but at the orders of the judge. At the orders of the judge, he is doing. So he is also doing, actually killing somebody, but because it is done at the order or the behest of the order of some judge, what is happening? He is free from the result. Had he done this on the road by his own will, he would also have been convicted for the murder. But because he is doing it at order, he becomes free from the action of the fruit. Similarly, every action that we do, if we offer everything at the feet of Sri Krishna, we also gradually free ourselves from what? From the free ourselves from the fruits of in all these actions. And remember, this is the firm opinion of Sri Krishna. What is this? This is nishchitam matamuttamam. Hence, take some time to go through this principles again, because it is his nishchit mat. These are the important principles that we have to follow. So again, this topic has started with the difference between sannyas and tag. So what Shri Krishna is telling further in this context, niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate moha tasya parityagastamasa parikirtitah niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate. It is not correct to do what? To keep yourself away, to give up on your niyata karma. What is a niyata karma? A teacher is expected to teach. Teaching is the niyata karma of the teacher. A soldier is expected to what? Protect our country. Protecting the country and being on the battlefield, on the war front in crisis time, that is his niyata karma. The renunciation of such obligatory duty is not justified under any circumstances. It is done. So why do people do this? They end up doing this due to attachment, due to delusion, or due to lack of knowledge. These are the certain things because of which people end up doing that. So we have to come out of all these things, and we have to stop ourselves from the downfall. What Shri Krishna says, I will tell you what is tyag. And it is also beneficial. The tyag is also beneficial, but only if it is done out of detachment and delusion. So what is it? Because of attachment, because of illusion that this is not good for me, because of lack of knowledge of certain things, we end up giving up on our own duties, obligatory duties. What Shri Krishna says, if this is done, if the tyag or the sannyas is done by not getting any attachment and by a proper enlightenment, if it will only lead you, it is not justified to do this under the influence of these attachment and delusion and lack of knowledge. What will happen if we do that? It will lead to a downfall. So what happens sometimes, now we know the causes of this tyag. What Krishna is saying, sometimes due to fear of effort, what happens? People end up doing the tyag. Dukkhamityeva yat karma, dukkhamityeva yat karma, कायक्लेशभयात् त्यजेत् दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म कायक्लेशभयात् त्यजेत् सकृत्वा राजसं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्. So for now what he is saying, the seventh shlok, when he says niyatasya tu sannyasak, any task, any obligatory duty, given up under the influence of severe attachment to the job or due to lack of knowledge, that is tamasa tyag. Tamasa tyag. Now one example of tamasa tyag, when before the COVID, what used to be the situation? Everybody used to go to office. Everybody used to go to different their job with full enthusiasm. Now what happened when the COVID happened? People started working from home. Everything was locked down. People have become lethargic. Now going out has become a task. Now 2 days a week, 3 days a week. It is becoming a task for office to get the people out of that work from home mode and bring them to the office. This is what, so not that they are not working at home, but that lethargy has set in. This lethargy leads to tamas tyag. A doctor refusing to give treatment to any patient on whatever grounds, but it is his obligatory duty to do his task. Teachers had a difficult time during the COVID, but even after COVID, if he says no, now you learn on your own, join the tuition, all these things, if he's doing and running away from the duties, then what has happened? That is tamas tyag. And then what Shri Krishna says in the 8th shlok is dukkamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakritva rajasan tyagan naiva tyaga phalan lavet. Dukkamityeva, because it is going to cause what? Some effort. It is going to cause some pain. What kind of pain? Getting up early is painful. When going for a walk, very important for our health. But morning, going for the few days, that leg pain will be there because of the fear of the physical pain and that we'll undergo. People end up, discarding some duties. Now our elderly, the generation before us and before that, so even see how they used to do puja with full enthusiasm. Early morning, get up at 4 o'clock, do the puja. By 7 o'clock, I remember my nani, full thing, everything will be done. Now even sitting for yajna, people will find it so difficult because the smoke is coming in their eyes, and so what they'll tell Panditji thora short mein kar dena, please do everything fast. How the pujas that used to be like 2 hour, 3 hour long, now people want them to be very short. Why? Kaya klesha bhayat, because of the fear of undergoing what? Physical pain. Some people have that intent, we have come here for enjoyment. So out of concern for the suffering that the body undergoes, the suffering that we might occur while doing these tasks, people will do what? They'll give up on their own karma. That is what? Rajasi tyag. Again, it is also not desirable. Then what Shri Krishna says next, Karyamityeva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam tyaktva phalai chaiva satyagah satviko matah karyamityeva yat karma. Very important fact is being told in this particular shlok. Karyam eva yat karma. This duty itself is the karma. There is no second thoughts about it. This is my duty and I will do it. Following the orders of my father is my prime duty. So Sri Ramji has decided to go ahead and go in exile without thinking about renouncing the whole kingdom for it. Me, my wife, we will be in forest. No, he is a prince, not used to staying in the forest, has the best of the facilities at his feet. But karyamityeva yat karma. No matter what it comes, niyata karma. That the task that I have been chosen for, no matter if I'm a teacher, the task that I have been chosen to be a teacher, that should be duly achieved. That task should be duly achieved. I have been chosen to be a mother of my kids. I have to be doing that task diligently. Niyatang kriyate Arjuna. What is the meaning of niyatang kriyate Arjuna? The task is meant for the doer. Niyata karma means a doctor. The task is meant, the treatment of patient is meant for him. So niyatang kriyate Arjuna. The task is meant for him. So it is the most important for him. Now, just doing that is not niyata karma. Now, if there is a corollary, in maths we have corollaries. If you remember, if statement one is true, then there are two statements which will come free with it. What follows this? Niyatang karma. Niyata karma means the task which is meant for me, I have to do. Which is meant only for me. Now, if, for instance, if we go to a school, there will be a teacher, there will be a clerk. A clerk is meant to do the job of the clerk only. The Aya will be doing the job of Aya. The price principal has her own set of rules. They will not interfere in each other's tasks. A student is a student, the teacher is a teacher. Everybody will do their task. But what we see sometimes nowadays, Modi ji is also doing his own work, but some people will come on the roads. This is not correct. That is not correct. This is not correct. Dharna leke. So whatever they are staging now, it is only that is not a part of their duties. You do your duties. One should focus on their own duties. Niyata karma. As an engineer, if I have any concern with anything, we have to put forward in a different way. As a doctor, if there is a concern, that can be put forward in a different way. But leaving your duties and focusing on here, and if it is not my job to sit on the road and then create more problems for somebody else, that is not my niyata karma. That should not be done. So very important here, niyata karma, the task that is meant for you, that you should do under any circumstances, we have to do. And how it has to be do, there are two subject to conditions to it. One, the subject to condition is what? Sangan tyaktva phalanchaiva. Sangan tyaktva phalanchaiva. Two things we have to give up: complete detachment from the task, sangan tyaktva, and also from its result. So it should not be like people sometimes they develop too much sense of attachment towards the task. They resist. Some people have so much attachment. Like suppose I was talking about a principal. Now, recently we had a case in the NMP refusing to resign. If the law demands you to resign, then we have to follow the law. What is meant for me? What is my niyata karma? Because of the attachment to the post, because of the attachment to our task, we are not able to give up on certain things. No, I will do only this type of save. If I have to do, say, there is a bookstall, there is another counter, there is some other counter which is, ensuring the cleanliness of our surrounding. If there is an event and we are doing these different tasks are there, people will say, no, this I don't want to do this task. They are choosy about what they are doing, but not doing what they are meant to do, what they have been told to do. They will always, try to be choosy in the task. They are very attached to certain tasks. Why? Because if I do this task, I'll get name and fame again. Why? Because this also leads to the attachment to the results of this task. I want to do only, a certain part of the job. This is going to keep you attached to the task and also to the fruits of the task. What Shri Krishna is saying, we have to give up on these things. Geeta tells us, whatever task is given to you, now you have to do that task. And how you have to do? By giving up on the attachment of this task and also the results. What will I get out of this? Like we saw in Shivaji Maharaj, what will I get out of this? Nothing. He was not keen about the results. That is how we should be doing our task. And who is in a position to do a task in this way? Sangam tyakta phalang chaya satyaga satviko matah. This tyag, which tyag? The tyag, the renunciation. Which renunciation is sattvic in nature? The renunciation of attachment to a karma, the renunciation of attachment to the fruits of action. That is the sattvic tyag. That is the sattvic renunciation. The type of tyag, the type of renunciation done by Sri Ram, that is the sattvic tyag. And he has explained in one shlok, he is after explaining what is sattvic tyag, Shri Krishna takes a moment to give some very important characteristics of the sattvic tyagi. What are they? Nadveshtya kushalam karma kushale nanushachyate त्यागी सत्व समाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः. What beautiful adjectives he has given. Now this question arises to us also. How do we do this? How do we free ourselves from attachment to the fruits of action, etc., etc.? So for this, Shri Krishna has followed one principle throughout Bhagavad Gita. If he has to tell you how to be a knowledgeable person, he has told the characteristics of a knowledgeable person. Who is a favorite of Shri Krishna? He has given the list of devotees. Just like that, the moment we see these first 9 shlokas, we feel, even we want to, give up on the attachment to the tasks. We also want to give up on the attachment to the fruit of the task. In this situation, how can I do this? Further, Shri Krishna gives what? He gives the characteristics of a sattvic tyagi. What are those characteristics? These are very beautiful. Na dveshtya kushalam karma kushalang na anushajyate. So beautiful what he says. There are every task that we do. Na dveshtya kushalang karma kushale na anushajyate. And Tagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna samshaya. When we do any task, what happens? The task will fall in the 3 categories. It can be a kushal task, a kushal task, or kushal means something that will make you happy, that will give you that is favorable. Then there will be some tasks which are unfavorable. So there are some tasks which are favorable. Which are our favorable tasks? Some tasks which we can do easily, where we also have the expertise, and which are more rewarding. What is more rewarding to us? That is favorite to each one of us. And then there are some unfavorable tasks, like which people don't like, which are difficult, and more than that, not rewarding. We don't get any recognition out of it. For instance, if somebody is an anchor, the anchor's face is seen, so that is, it is visible. I don't want to do some back end job. Let me be on the stage, so that I will be visible. It looks like a rewarding task, but am I meant for it? No. So unfavorable. So kushal karma and akushal karma means the favorable task and unfavorable task. There is a natural resistance for what? Unfavorable task. That is akushal karma. Oh, natural resistance. I don't want to do that. What we have to do? Something that is more rewarding. There's a photo aega na, where on the newspaper that photo has to come. A selfie has to be taken after every task. If there is no selfie, then that akushal task, where there is no provision to take a selfie and all, then that task we don't want to do. Unfavorable. So what happens? That akushal karma, unfavorable karma, people have a resistance to it. But a tyagi will never have that. Nat dveshti, they do not dislike unfavorable tasks. Suppose on days when maid don't turn up, there is a tendency of common people to, we don't want to do this. They are small tasks. There is a resistance for doing them. Akushal karma. But how is the sattvic tyagi? He will not have this kind of resistance. Na dveshti. And they will not dveshti akushalam karma, and he will not have any special attraction towards favorable karma. They do not remain attached to this task. Here I will get to, my photo will come with something, some recognition will be there. I get more money by doing this particular task. In our community, we see many people will not do these small tasks. They want, because इसमें पैसे कम आते हैं. We want tasks which are more rewarding. So the kushale na anushajyate, but the sattvic tyagi, he will not have this kind of attachment to favorable task. So how is a sattvic tyagi? Sattvic tyagi is like a free flowing water. If you have seen a farmer who is digging that, in the field, he will dig the land so that the flow of the water will go in certain directions. The farmer will decide, and what the water will do wherever it is he is digging, without giving a second thought. No, I want to go in this direction, in that direction. Wherever the path is being dug for him, the water will flow in that direction. That is how is the nature of a sattvic tyagi. He does not give up on his duties. He just keeps doing the duties the way they come to him. त्यागी सत्व समाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः. So Medhavi is who? He is an intelligent person. Medhavi, it is a very beautiful adjective. The adjectives that he has used for a sattvic tyagi are so beautiful. We should not miss these adjectives. Which are the two adjectives he has used for sattvic tyagi? Sattva samavishto and Medhavi. Medhavi Chinna Sanshaya, a sattvic tyagi is definitely, there is no iota of doubt that he is a Medhavi. Medhavi means very intelligent person. He knows, Medhavi is the one who has the wisdom of knowing what has to be done, what is not to be done. He knows what to pursue. He is not attached to any task. And Sattva Samavishto, this is such a beautiful adjective. What it means, if you have mixed, at any time, if you have mixed sugar in the milk, how that milk becomes, the milk is sweet milk. The property of the milk is forgotten. The sweetness takes priority over the property of the milk. If I mix milk, and if I mix sugar in a milk and give you, what will you say? This is sweet milk. You will not say it is milk which is sweet. What has taken the priority? The sweetness, the sattva. So how is a sattvic tyagi? It's just like the sugar mixed in the milk. The sweetness of sattvicness, the sattvicness, he is completely absorbed in the sattvicness. He is completely absorbed in the highest order of the guna. That is the beauty of a sattvic tyagi. So he is a sattva samavishta and he is medhavi. He is very intelligent. When we see all this, we feel who is somebody who has achieved this, and then we have to try to see the character of Sri Hanuman, and he's the best karta. He never had a post in the clan of Sri Ram in the army. He was never a senapati, senani, but whatever duties came to him, he relentlessly kept doing those duties, and that is how a sattvic tyagi would be. Without being attached to any karma, he was doing his duties. That is a sattvic tyagi. And further, Shri Krishna says, we are lacking the time. We will take the next look in the next, but we'll just introduce to what is the concept that is being discussed. Nahi deha brata shakyam, nahi deva brata shakyam tyaktum karmanya sheshatah, yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi tyabhidhiyate. Who is the real tyagi? Satyagi tyabhidhiyate. He is a real relinquisher. He is the real tyagi. He is the real renunciation. Who is this? Whatever he has said from shlok number 2 to shlok number 10, Shri Krishna has summarized in this one beautiful 11th shlok. It's a beautiful shlok which Shri Krishna summarizes everything, and he is making a very decisive statement. What he's saying, nahi deha brata shakyam, for us bodily people dwelling in this body, it is not possible to give up any work, any task. In the 3rd chapter also he has said, nahi kaschit pranamapi jat tishthatya karma krit. Even if we are sitting at one place, we'll be breathing, some thought will be coming. So the same essence, what he has told in the 3rd chapter, the same thing he has expressed here, nahi deha brata shakyam. One cannot live without any work. karmanya asheshatah. We cannot live. We are akarmani, and by giving up entirely on the task, a person cannot exist. We will be sleeping, eating, doing some actions, but what happens? He says, yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi tyavidhiyate. So, but who is a real tyagi? No, not the one who has given up on the actions, but karma phalatyagi, the one who have given up on the fruits of the actions. That is the real tyagi. And but we also know that we cannot give up on the fruits of the tyag. We cannot give up on the fruits of the karma. And why? Because no matter what we are doing, we are going to get the we are going to reap the fruits, whether you like it or you don't like it. We are going to reap the fruits of the actions, but we have to detach ourselves from these. And what are the fruits of the various actions that we do? Shri Krishna has told in the next slok, very small, easy slok. We quickly see that. Anashtamishtam mishrai chat trividham karmana phalam Bhavatyaginam pritya nat sannyasinam. What Shri Krishna says? Even our simplest action, small action of we talking to two people talking, will also have some anishta, ishta, or mishrafal. What is this anishta, ishta, or mishrafal? Anishta means undesirable. Ishta means desirable, pleasant. Mishra means mixed of desirable and undesirable. So, no matter what we do, we'll have these three types of fruit. One is a desirable fruit, one is an undesirable fruit, and a mix of desirable and undesirable. And atyagi, ones who have not done, who are not the non-relinquishers, they only end up reaping these benefits. So, because I am attached to the action, I am seeing whether this award I'll get or not. If I have started a project, whether I'm getting the recognition or not, I am attached to what I get. If somebody does a project now, whatever happens, the project has to happen. I don't care whether I get the credit of it or not. The person who's doing a task with that kind of attitude will not be attached to all these actions. But nowadays, what is the tendency we see? Whether the action is done or not, my photo has to come in the paper. So people are more attached to what the results of the action than the action itself. So these are the ones who are affected by the karma. They are affected by karma. But sannyasi, the sannyasi, the one who has given up on all these things, they will not be affected by all these. Whether the desirable fruit is coming, an undesirable fruit is coming, or a mixed fruit is coming, all this is relevant to whom? To atyagi, means the one who is not being able to give up on anything. But a sannyasi, he is already shielded himself from all these circumstances, or all these results, all these situations. He has completely liberated himself from all these. Now, sannyasi, it doesn't look, it's not by the looks, okay, somebody just from within, a person should be giving up on the result. Somebody who has a pure conscience, who is dedicated only towards his action, towards action and not the results of the action, is a true sannyasi. With that, Shri Krishna, in the next shloka, he is going to explain this entire concept of karma and tyag and related things about karma. How to get any karma is accomplished. There are 5 things which are responsible for it. All that we will see in the next session. So sorry about the excess time, but today I couldn't even start on time. So really sorry about that. With this, I offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Swamiji and Param Pujya Swamiji and Shri Krishna himself. Hari Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody.
That was an enlightening session, Didi. You dealt in detail in your own sweet voice. And of course, 13 shlokas in 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's not an easy task, I know.
More so too. This is a long chapter. So.
Yeah. You have done it beautifully. So thank you, Didi, for your wonderful interpretation. We would be seeing more of this in coming sessions. Now it's time for question and answers. I request those who want to ask questions to raise their hands and switch on their cameras and wait for their turn. Please make the questions precise so that we can take more questions. Yeah.
Jai Shri Krishna. Kanakalata Devi, please unmute yourself, Devi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
The 12 slokas explained by you is very nice, soft and simple.
Right, it's got Swamiji's Kripa.
And Didi, one question. What is the difference between karma and karya?
Karma and Karya. Karya means, see, multiple Karya together will form your karma. Karma is something which you are destined for. Small actions will be the Karya. Karma is the broader, it is a broader sense. Okay, so whatever I am doing to fulfill my responsibilities, that is karma. Karya will be a little, it is a little subset of karma, you can say. Okay, but yeah. Komal Devi. Jai Shri Krishna, Komal Devi.
Yeah, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I'm audible, no? Yeah. Beautiful explanation. I
Thank
loved
you.
it. I wanted to ask that karma, we get two types of phal. Good phal, or some even we will be getting bad phal for that. So as we do the karma according to that, so even if we do good karma, we will have to come back again to bear the good fruits of it.
Yes. So I see there are three types of fruits: Ishta, Anishta, and Mishra. Anyways, so there are three types. One is desirable, one is undesirable, one is mix of desirable and undesirable. But whatever we do, we have to come to get that also. And even in our scriptures, there is a mention about this when Prahlad and Vishnuji, when they are talking, he says you have lot of punya that has accumulated. You have to enjoy this, and then only the path of liberation is going to be there. So, but what we have to understand, when we are enjoying the fruits of our good karma also, we should not forget our deity. We should not forget our Parampita Paramatma. Only then we can free ourselves. To completely free ourselves, Komalji, you have correctly said, we have to take both the pap and punya, both have accumulated, and we have to enjoy both. Not only we have to take the fruits of all the sins that we might have done, but also whatever punya, we have to enjoy the facilities also. स्वर्ग अगर है तो वो भोगना पड़ेगा, then only that liberation can happen. But when you are enjoying something, so when nowadays people get whatever good things we are getting to enjoy in our lives, we should be grateful to it. We should not that should not imbibe any ego in us. That is also very important. So we have to do it with full saudhani. But yes, without that there is no liberation, no moksha. Spotlight remove हो गया जी. प्रशांत जी, जय श्री कृष्ण.
Yes, Jai Shri Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I have been attached with the Geeta Parivar since last 2 years and listening to your discourses. So recently, I am facing a problem, a big problem. After 35 years of my dedicated service in the government, I have been transferred in the remote area just because I did a good job. So I am unable to link with this. I am linking with this your discourse, but punishment for doing good, I am just very disturbed.
Sometimes there is a statement one of my seniors used to say in one of the volunteering organizations that I work for. She always says the reward for good work is more work. So it is a matter of your perception. You take it as a punishment or you take it as a new challenge. This has come to you. And from the looks of it, it doesn't look like it is going to change. So what we have to do, we have to leave the attachment of the previous job. It is in the remote area, it will come with a set of its own challenges. But now that it has come to you, we have to first detach ourselves from, because what happens, it is a human tendency to compare. Ye pehle wala mera acha tha. Sometimes, now if I move to a new city, I'll compare. In my previous city there was so much facilities, here no facilities. It is a natural tendency. But here you just take it as change your perception, as if you are being put into a more challenging situation. And whoever has done this karma, they will also have their own results to face. We don't have to think about that, but just for you I'm telling, we have to take it from that perspective. And I also personally feel that reward for good work is more work. And you can just say that that is this punishment. Just now the last shlok that we saw, that person who is a sannyasi, who is a real tyagi, is free from this. Whether it is a desirable result or undesirable result or a mixed result, it affects a person who is not being able to give up on the attachment to the task. But somebody who has completely detached himself from the actions, my work I will do now, let us see whatever is happening. That person will not get boggled by all these things. It is a new challenge with new energy. Probably the people in remote area need somebody like you for their upliftment. If we change that perception, see how much energy you can, probably there is some good waiting for you there.
But time is less. It took 15 years to nurture something and to reach to this level. Now only 2 years are left.
15 years of attachment is there, right?
Yeah.
It will take time to get detached.
Yeah.
But I wish you all the best. I know it is easier said than done, but at the same time, with Krishna Kripa, there is nothing that is impossible. Only one thing for any tyagi, for any person who is dedicated towards any action, one thing, a firm faith is the one that can sail you through everything. A full devotion, dedication towards your task, and full faith on Parampita Paramatma that can help you sail through any tough things. Let us not get into that, karta mode. I am the doer, I did so much. Once you get in that mode, everything will become much more painful.
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, all the best. Ji Poonam Didi ji. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Didi, what is a prayashchit karma?
Prayashchit karma is something, suppose, we feel like as if we have done something wrong. Then to correct it, certain things are done. Now, prayashchit karma, typical example, it will be like, can be given, but there are some prayashchit karma even in our daily life, they have, just because you asked, I'll tell you. Like when we are cooking also, there are so many insects, small animals, certain thing will get, killed. They will be affected by our small act of cooking. Nothing comes, like that. So what is a prayashchit karma? It is for everybody. When after we have done cooking, there is a rule in our, as per our scriptures, we should put aside one bite for the birds, one bite, for the ants, giving food to the cow. All these rituals that have been set in place are actually a prayashchit karma of that very basic act of cooking. Because some animals have lost their life, you give life to some others. That is also, it is also a part of the karma. And for some instances, like, we know that Jnaneshwar Maharaj's father, he was given danda. That is also again now, it was actually not his fault. It is definitely that is a debatable, we'll not get there. But just that one thing, that the people in that era, they perceived it as wrong. We'll not get into the actual story of it and whether it was right or wrong, but something that they felt was wrong, and he had to do dehanta prayashchit as a result of, to rectify his action. That kind of thing, prayashchit karma. Nowadays, it is not very prachalit. But if you study our scriptures, there are certain actions which are mentioned as prayashchit karma.
Is it according to Desh, Kal and Paristiti, the Prashchit karma has changed?
Whatever is given in the scriptures, it is eternal. Whatever is in our Vedas, it is eternal. We are not in a position to follow all that. So I don't have much knowledge about this Prashchit karma as per the Vedas, but what little things I know, that small thing I told you, that, giving, even our, if you see the rituals, we should do more charity on certain festivals. That is also a part of this. So if you just follow whatever the scriptures are telling, that much also if we are able to follow, that is enough of a Prashchit karma, I feel. Beyond this, I am not much aware of it. But everything that is written in the scriptures is eternal. Nothing is like it was good for Satyug, it is not applied here. Scriptures are eternal. They are universal laws. Ji.
Thank
Jai Shri Krishna. Nirmala Devi ji, Jai Shri Krishna. But certain things will change, but by and large, we have to try to follow the Vedas. Ji. Nirmala Devi ji, Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam.
Namaste, Didi.
Namaste, Pranam.
Namaste, Madam. Namaste. See, what you have told is very nice and sober, very heart-touching vivation we have heard, Madam. For that, I am very much thankful to you. And I have one doubt, Madam. What is the difference between sannyasam and tyagam? Is there any difference? Or if it is there?
1 hour we discussed that only. See, sannyasa is giving up. There is a difference. See, if you please go through this entire thing. So, tyag and sannyas, if you see, there is a very thin line of difference. Very, very thin line of this difference is there. Sannyasa giving up on the actions, and tyaga giving up on the fruits, but they both are essentially talking about a similar thing. That fine line of difference is told in the 10th shlok, where he says the one who is able to do a tyaga, karma phala tyaga in a proper sense, is the true sannyasi. That a sannyasi who is able to renounce himself from his actions of the fruits, the one who tyag is a means to practice that sannyas. Now there is a deeper meaning of sannyas also. Nyasa means giving up or keeping it safe. Satnyas means doing at a good place. So, for the betterment, we are, safeguarding something for the betterment. Sannyas, it is safely kept. So, what we are doing, that karma, phalatyaga, what we are leaving the attachment to it by the means of sattvic tyag, that kind of sannyas can be achieved. And the other way around also. Both are interconnected. There is a very thin line. The thin line is of the means. Okay.
Tyaga means karma.
No, tyaga is not karma. Karma means your action. Action.
Fruit.
Every action, action will have a fruit.
Detachment of fruit is
detachment of fruit. That is also not tyaga. Tyag is actually giving up. Sattvic tyag is detachment to the fruit. Just giving up on the fruit is also not tyag. Giving up to the fruits, it is sattvic tyag. And then the 3 shlokas, I think the 7th, 8th, 9th probably, here he has told the Rajasi tyag is sattvic tyag and tamasi. The tyag is also of 3 types. That is what Shri Krishna has told. So which are the 3 types of tyaga? The tamasi tyag, people who refuse to do their duties, obligatory duties, niyata karma, that is tamasi tyag. People who refuse to do their actions. Why? Because of the fear of physical pain. I don't want to do because I'm just lazy. That is Rajasi Tyag. But Sattvic Tyag is renunciation only the fruit of the action, but not the action itself. That is Sattvic Tyag. And by the means of Sattvic Tyag, we obtain the sannyas.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. Aarti Dai, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Tai. I wanted to ask you, because I have been in lot of trouble to wake up early since my childhood. So what I did was I decided the phala first. I wanted to wake up early, so I took up the 7 a.m. batch so that I'll wake up at 6 o'clock and get ready. So what kind of nishkama karma, or is it not nishkama karma? Now I wake up at 6, Didi. Perfect, exactly at 6
Now
o'clock, even
next
on
time you take a
Saturdays and
6
Sundays.
o'clock batch, you'll get up at 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
So basically, see, it is not about that. I don't get what is the question in this?
So what kind of karma is this? Have I expected the phala?
Okay, it is not like that.
Okay.
Anything, it is driving you towards sattvika. Anything that is motivating you to do your karma in a better way, that is your good karma only. That is not called, see, when I say that kama, or a kama means a desire. A desire, it is not always bad. A desire to do, unless people have desire, nothing good can happen in this world. Unless Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had the desire for Swarajya, he would not have achieved it. So desires are not bad. A desire to get up early, it is a good desire. It is a sattvic desire. Without calm, no action can. But then we have to be watchful that calm, the desire should be originating from sattvikta. That is one thing. It should be for the betterment of the entire society. That it should be sarva bhuta hite rataha. Whatever desire you are having, it should be in the best interest of people around you. So you taking an early morning class, in best interest of other people, best interest of your health. So it is sarva bhuta hite rataha. It does not fall in the category of a desire which one should not have.
Okay, so my means to reach my desire is good. So yeah.
Next time, 6 o'clock batch and then 5 o'clock.
Yeah, sure, Didi, sure. Yeah. Thank you, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri. Yeah. Vrindavan Bhaiya, Pranam Bhaiya.
Jai Jagannath Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I'm very much happy and fortunate to get a birth in your Vivechan. It's very difficult.
I am fortunate to have such dedicated audience for the Vivechan. You all are the inspiration to do something nice. So thank you all also.
Thank you, Didi. But my question is then Shloka 5 and 6. So in 5 you told that Jagya Dana Tapakarma, not Tajjan. So Jagya Dana Tapakarma, these works are being done with an intention, with a purpose. And how do you say in 6th? How do Bhagavan say that you have to Sangang Takta Phalanicha? You cannot give up that result.
Jagya Dana Tapa Karma, it is not essential to have desire. This is a not appropriate understanding. Yajna, when we are doing, it can be done without any fruits of the action also. Yajna, even our daily work, karma yajna, that is also a yajna. The daily actions are also a yajna. Tapa, what is tapa? Tapa basically means whatever difficulties you face in doing your daily duties or your karma, you face them with a pleasant attitude. That is the tapa, without complaining. That is tapa. Now, it is not, the desire is not primitive requirement in these three things. What are these three things? These are means to attain chitta shuddhi. These are means to attain a pure soul. Their desire is a very minimal requirement. These have to be done under all circumstances and without having a desire or without having attachment to the fruit of action. They are not, any yajna driven by desire is not a sattvic yajna. Any tap which is driven by a desire can fall into the category of a rajasi yajna or a tamasi yajna or tamasi tap, not yajna. Tapa. Tapa also has three characteristics. There is rajas tap, tamas tap, and manas and sattvic tap. In 17th chapter, you see tapo manasam uchyate, and after that all these three shlokas are there. Dana, what is the dana? Best adesha kale yaddanam, that tamasi dan, rajasi dan, diyate nupakarine, that is sattvic dan. So Dan is also of three types. So in that we cannot say that it is decided by desire. No, it is also has to be of the highest order. It also has to be of the highest order. Follow the highest order and then take yourselves to the sattvic that we will not be the whatever he has said in the sixth shlok. Sangan tyakta phalanita, that is possible by taking all these three actions to the highest order. If your yajna, dana, and tap are of the highest order, of the highest sattvic order, you will be able to free yourself from the sangha, from the attachment of the roots of action. Got it?
My understanding of a Yajna Tapa Karma is different actually. That's
Yeah,
why I
that
got
is because we are programmed to think like that. When we are doing puja of when we are worshipping God in our own home also, we feel ghar sampatti ghar aave. We have all those aartis we'll sing. The whole aarti we might forget, but this one para people don't forget. Our mind is programmed to think like that. That the puja I am doing is for the betterment of my family. This I am doing is for the better. There is nothing wrong in it also. But after a certain limit, it should be, I am doing this only for my Sri Krishna. I'm a part of him. I have to do it only for him. How do we bring up our children? Because I love them so much, whether they, what they do to me in the old age, that also I will not care. It is then when with whom do we love the most in this world? Ourselves, then our family. When that priority changes, then yajna, dana, tapa can be done without desires also. When it is how it was for Jnaneshwar Mauli, Panduranga Hari. I'm doing everything to appease my Panduranga. There was no desire for his actions. There is no desire for Hanumanji's actions. What is the desire for Hanumanji's action? Everything is for Sri Ram. So that is the amount of devotion. It is difficult, but somewhere we have to begin. Okay, so first thing we have to, change the programming of our mind that yajna can be without desire, or it cannot be without desire.
It is very, very difficult in human beings, actually.
There is nothing impossible in human life.
Not impossible, but very difficult, very difficult.
Difficulties we can work on it. Just you don't even need to go very far. Just look at the life of our Swamiji. Oh, selflessly he's working throughout day and night. What for just that for next few centuries this society is having the Ramji's Ashirwad. The society has Ved Pathshalas, Ved Pati Brahman. That is the only intent with which he is working day in and day out. If we just look around ourselves, then we'll feel we are nothing. It is so easily achievable for them. Gradually we have to we also have to uplift ourselves. If we stay in our shoes and say it is difficult, it is not going to happen. But gradually we have to make it happen. And what is the first step for that? That also I will tell you. Become a Geeta Sevi. You might already be. I'm saying this in general. See, when we do some sort of seva, not just this, Geeta Seva is very, convenient because it also helps you enrich your lives with Bhagavad-gītā. But when we learn to do something, when we say seva, it comes without any expectation of return. So when there are, when a trainer is training in the class, or when the tech, especially I have huge appreciation for the techs and the GCs, when they are doing, their face is not seeing, but the selfless seva, they are doing 40 minutes sitting in the class and doing seva. When at least in the whole day, one action you do like that, this programming of the mind gradually changes. We learn how the things can be done without an expectation of desire also, without any attachment. That feeling will come to you when we start just teach some children in some poor children, mates children in your community. Take some children, make them do some sanskar work, teach them Bhagavad-gītā, do something for them. One action at least in a day a person should do without expectation or any anticipation of a result. Then gradually this programming changes. This Geeta padhe padhai jeevan mein aayi, it is not a matter of 1 day, 2 days, 1 year. It is a learning that will come from many births. We have to start now. Daily one action you do without an expectation of the result. After 2-3 months, you will understand how satisfying it is. And then gradually you will understand that yajna can also be done without any desire.
Thank you very much. Very simple way on make me understood actually. Thank you.
Thank you. Nirmala Didi, please unmute. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes. Yo
Are Didi, wait. Prarthana. You are for Prarthana. Wait. We have 2 more questions left. Ji. Dhanushri Dhananjay Kulkarni Didi, please unmute Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Can I ask in Marathi?
Yes, I understand Marathi.
खूप छान सांगितलं मॅडम आतापर्यंत विवेचन आपण ताई. आणि हे यज्ञ दान तप कर्म ते डिझायर शिवाय आणि याच्याशिवाय करणं तसं अवघड आहे अँटिसिपेशन शिवाय.
पण होऊ शकतं.
पण त्याला खूप अवधी लागतो, करायला वेळ लागतो. आणि मला 3ऱ्या श्लोकातलं विचारायचं होतं. हेच यज्ञ दान तप कर्म हे कळलं आता. आणि त्याच्या पुढे आहे 4थ्या चरणात यज्ञ दान तप कर्म त्याज्यमिति चापरे.
त्याज्यमिति चापरे.
चापरे मीन्स म्हणजे नेमका अर्थ काय चापरे?
चापरे च अपरे. अपरे म्हणजे अदर. व्हॉट इज हर क्वेश्चन इन दिस 4th चरण? मी इंग्लिश मध्ये उत्तर दिलं तर चालेल तुम्हाला?
चालेल.
Na tyajamiti chapare. Her question is, what is the meaning of chapare here? Chapare, it is of 2 words. Cha apare. Apare means others. So what from first to second, in the second question, in the second question, from the second shlok, what Shri Krishna has told, he has given perceptions from 4 people. From different people. Vichakshanaha are telling one thing. Manishana are telling one thing. So there he is saying cha apare. Apare means other people. बाकीचे लोक. बाकीचे लोक काय म्हणतात की यज्ञ दान तप सोडू नये. Other people. cha apare. Apare means the others are saying what? That yajna dana tapa, these karma should not be abandoned under any circumstances. Okay.
परा आणि अपरा असं नाहीये ना त्याचा अर्थ?
No. It has got nothing to do with para, apara, prakriti. Apara means the other people, other manishina, other knowledgeable people, other intellectual people. Some are saying that karma only you give up, and other people, cha apare kim vadati yajna dana tapa karma na tyajam iti. They are saying that you should not give up on yajna dana tapa karma. On the 3 karmas, yajna dana tapa, these karma you should not give up.
धन्यवाद. छान सांगता ताई तुम्ही.
जय श्री कृष्ण. श्री स्वामी जी. जय श्री कृष्ण. स्वाति दीदी, please unmute दीदी.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. I love your Vivechan class. You are so calm, composed, and you explain so beautifully without any means without any irritation or something like that. I love that, but I wanted to ask only one question. That 18th chapter is Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, which is you told today that it is the synopsis of all other 17 chapters.
Yes.
So, and this is the largest chapter. Largest chapter among all 18 Gita. So we have not read Vibhuti Yoga and second.
It's okay, you will get it. Now what happens? This just for the sake of information, I have told that it is a synopsis. But whatever is told in Vibhuti Yoga, everything you will be able to correlate when it is taught to you. In this, the order is not very important. You will understand it because it is a synopsis. It is not, the meaning is not dependent on the other chapters. Like you have not read the 2nd chapter, 10th chapter, 8th chapter. If you have not read, it has no depth. The meanings of whatever is introduced in this 18th chapter, it is not dependent on anything in the previous chapter. Okay, in the on the 10th chapter, for instance, or on the 8th chapter. So not knowing is not going to affect your understanding for the 18th chapter. Okay, wherever there is a mention, like here I told you that these concepts are also mentioned in detail in the 3rd chapter and the 17th chapter. Now these you can just note only for reference, but it is not going to affect the understanding of the 18th chapter. Not knowing the other chapters is not going to affect the understanding of those chapters, of this 18th chapter.
No, no, I can also understand because you explain so beautifully. So each sloka is complete in itself. I agree, but why Gita Parivar introduced 18th chapter before 2nd, 8th, and
This
10th
entire
chapter? It would have been better that if all those would have completed, then 18th chapter we would have understood it more completely and
Yes.
with reference and why it
Yeah.
was so. So I wanted to
This,
know.
what happens? What happens is this entire annual calendar that is made. It is made with a certain, it comes with lot of planning. Now, what happens is sometimes this L1 at this level becomes used to become very long, and then there were chapters which had to be repeated. Sometimes if we start from compulsorily, you start from 2nd chapter. Some people used to join in the end. There were some complications with that kind of thing. So now what we are doing is there is a sync of, there are 3 level 4 batches which are going on together. So now we have lots of batches to bring a sync in all this and to make learning smooth, uniform for everybody. This kind of structure has been implemented. It is an annual calendar that we follow. So that calendar is planned with lot of planning. So according to that, these chapters come. But at the same time, now care is taken that your time also, because sometimes when we used to do it in the old way, sometimes some chapter had to be repeated, especially in level 4, which used to make it very long. And also there were some challenges along with it. So that is why this entire concept of this annual calendar change has come. And gradually you will understand now. And also, Didi, by level 4, what happens is the sadhaks have a very good knowledge of how to grasp the shlokas. They are able to grasp very nicely. The order really doesn't matter, and the chapters are also independent. This order is not reversed much in the 2nd or the 3rd level, because the chapters are also a little interdependent. The sadhaks are also new, but by level 4, all our sadhaks are also very mature. And when chapter is taught, it is taught in totality. These chapters are also very individual chapters. They have their own different meaning, own different concepts. So that is why it becomes, the order doesn't matter much at level of level 4. And from sadhak, it becomes easier because the duration of level 4, because otherwise, then some sadhak lose the touch with the topic. That is why this entire calendar has been planned accordingly. So that's how it is.
Thank you, Didi.
All the best.
Yeah. Thank you, Didi. I extend a heartfelt gratitude to Shraddha Didi for clearing the doubts of our sadhakas. Beautiful questions and beautiful answer. On behalf of Geeta Parivar and myself, I extend sincere thanks to the technical team consisting of Janavi, Dekhaneji, and all those who have been at the backstage for their relentless and efficient efforts in making the session a great success. May I take this opportunity to thank all those who attended this session. Please do continue your Gita sadhana and attend these sessions to enrich your spiritual knowledge. I also request all those who are not giving any seva in the Parivar to give some seva as per their ability. Please do watch tomorrow's Gita Sevi program at 8 o'clock. I request Nirmala Tugnavatji from Indore for Samapan Prathana. Didi is a retired employee of a private firm. Didi is interested in reading spiritual books, in yoga and in running. Didi joined Geeta Parivar in October 2022. She is giving seva as tech in L3. May we all seek the blessings of Shri Krishna. Nirmala Didi, please. Nirmala Didi, one more second. After the ending prayer, there would be Hanuman Chalisa recital, and we'll meet next week after that. Okay. I have some urgent work, so I have to leave the meeting. Thank you so much. Yeah, Nirmala Didi, please. Shraddha Didi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Didi.
It's okay, Malaji. Thank you.
Today was sorry, Didi. Yogesham Satchidanando Vasudevam Vajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Virang Krishna Vande Jagadguru Shri Krishna Vande Jagadguru. Om Shri Krishna Arpanastu. Hare Namah. Hare Namah.
Nice, Nirmala Didi. Thank you so much.
Thank
Can
you,
have the
Didi.
Hanuman Chalisa. Thank you. Hanuman Chalisa, I request everybody to wait for the Hanuman Chalisa chanting. See, Janvi Didi, we can start.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर बल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।